Hi everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm working on card number 4 for the Hero Arts My Monthly Hero January card kit. So I'm going to pull out some of this awesome masking paper here and this beautiful intricate die, and I am going to do masking, stenciling goodness with a die. So I've created my own stencil. First I'm going to cut out the heart and place that down on some Nina 80-pound cardstock, and I am going to pull out some Distress Oxides. The first color I'm going to use is Preserved, what is that called? Seedless Preserve. And I wanted to do an ombre effect, but I realized that it was just really inky, and so I decided to concentrate on the bottom and then bring in some worn lipstick to kind of mix at the top. So that's what's wonderful about these oxide inks, is you can add them to the top of each other. So even though that was a darker color underneath, that was cool. So then I took the intricate piece of the masking and I placed that inside, and I'm just going to put my ink blender tool on top and twist. You really can't rub too much on this because the masking paper has a really hard time sticking to oxide inks. So that was a little difficult. I just held it in place and did my best. Once that's finished, I'm going to take my Versamark ink pad and I'm going to cover that and then use glitter embossing powder. Little side note about my Versamark inking pad. A couple of you have asked me about your Versamark and if that you use the regular, and mine says Dazzle. The reason that I don't mention it too much is because the Dazzle really doesn't dazzle me. Once I put the embossing powder over it, I could never have noticed it anyways. It was supposed to be like a light shimmer, but I don't notice it. So since then, I've re-inked it twice with regular, so we're good. Okay, here I wanted to show you, you can stop this card right there and be done. You saw me unveil after the masking, and I think that that is so much fun to do, and I really like the effect. You can kind of cut that panel down, put a sentiment on it, and be done, and I think that's a clean and simple, beautiful card. Of course, I did not do that. I went for a more mysterious type of card, a little bit darker, and I just wanted to try something different. I like this color combination between the Faded Jeans and the Seedless Preserve, so I just went with it. I'm going to cover the whole thing in some shimmer spray and then do some water droplet effects for this card as well. So this is what you're seeing me do. First the shimmer spray, then some water. And the shimmer spray kind of got picked up a little bit, and that was okay. It did leave a little bit behind. So I like the distress look for this card. And then once I have that done, you can see just that really, really beautiful shine and shimmer in the center of the heart. I like that. Of course, it wasn't enough. You'll see what I do later. So I cut that down with some Lawn Fawn rectangle dies. Then I'm going to make my sentiment. Embossing Buddy is a must here. And I'm stamping out a sentiment that came in the kit. One thing I will say is this is my first time using this super fine white embossing powder from WOW, and I love it. You know, watching the videos, people using super fine, I was like, yeah, what really is the difference? But gracious, it really does get every single detail of a small image. So I really recommend that. I'm going to place this on a black mat, and then I'm going to go crazy, and I am going to cover the entire heart with glossy accents. So I have to tell you a really funny thing about this. I let it dry for like 3 hours. I came back and part of it was still not clear. It was kind of clouded a little bit. And so I decided to slap my thumb directly into it as if somehow that was not going to be completely wet. And I put a huge fat thumbprint in it. But then I just came back and I covered it with the sentiment. I swear, I was like a kid. Don't show me a button, because I'll push it. Okay, so here is the end of the card. I am going to pop that up on some fun foam to flatten that out a bit, because glossy accents can tend to warp your images and warp your pages. So that really worked. That 1-inch score tape works beautifully for that. Taking I call it my embossing buddy, even though it's the Martha Stewart one. But I take that out. I love using that for scoring because it gets me a really even score, and it's perfectly aligned for an A2 size card, meaning I score it in half and I'm not dealing with overage or overlapping. I'm going to add some Pretty Pink Posh confetti sequins to this with my multimedia mat and jewel picker, and then I'm going to be done. So there's the card. Hope you liked it. A little bit different, but I wanted you to get out your stencils, get out your dies, and think of ways that you can use them for stencils on your cards, because that was a lot of fun. Thanks so much for joining me. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next 2 videos in the series, and I will list everything I used below. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.